Hi everyone and welcome back to my Blender tutorial series where I model Sly Cooper in 3D. In this second episode we are going to continue by modeling the body and tail of the character in low poly style. Let's jump right into it. I start by adding a new cube object to the scene, which will be the base for the torso. Then, just like with the head, I use loop cut tool to split the cube in half and delete one side. Next, I add a mirror modifier and enable clipping. I add loop cuts and start dragging vertices to match the reference image. Once the torso is roughly shaped, I temporarily disable clipping in the mirror modifier. This is so the legs I'm about to model aren't merged at the center. After that, I enable clipping again to avoid any unwanted gaps in the mesh. Then I continue adjusting the geometry to better match the reference. With the base shape of the body in place, I add additional loop cuts and move edges around to smooth and define the character's shape. I then refine the geometry around the shoulders to prepare for the arms. Using the extrude tool, I start modeling the arms and keep adjusting them with additional loop cuts to match the reference image. With the arms in place, I move on the legs and feet. First, I extrude down from the ankle area to create the heel. I select the two front faces and extrude them forward to start forming the rest of the foot. Once I'm done with the feet, I return to the arms to model the hands. I begin by extruding out the base, then shape it into a simple hand form. Since I want to keep the model very low poly, I create the hands as a claws without fingers, only adding a thumb as an exception. After shaping the hands, I add some loop cuts around the collar area and extrude it down. Now I add additional details like the belt and the lower part of the coat, again mostly using extrusion. Once the full body is modeled, I bring the head model back into the scene and add a neck to connect both parts together. With the body complete, I move on to creating the tail. I select the back face and start extruding it to shape the tail. Alright, our low poly model of Sly Cooper is now complete. In the next episode, we'll move on to texturing the model. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like, subscribe and leave a comment below. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.